guys, how you guys doing? Oof, oof. Hope you guys are doing okay. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for this food and this drink that I'm about to eat, Lord Jesus. Please take all the impurities out of it, let it nourish my body. Thank you for this opportunity that I could do another video and eat and talk to my YouTube friends and family. Lord Jesus, I ask you to bless each and every person that's watching this video. Oh, Father God, and provide and protect them, Lord Jesus. Oh, Father God, I ask you to take all the impurities out of this food and this drink and let it nourish my body. In the mighty Jesus, I pray. Amen. Hi, guys. How you guys doing? Um, ay, ay, ay. Mmm. Mmm. That is good. That is good. Um, I'm gonna eat a little bit. That was really good. Um, guys, the most funniest thing happened today, but it's not funny, but it is. Um, I went to my second interview today. Um, last week I was pretty excited to go because, as you all know, that I am in the process of job hunting. Um, well, today was my first interview for the day, but it was my second interview for that one job, and it was a different person. Um, and the lady I was supposed to interview with for the second time did not interview me. Did not interview me. After 15 minutes, almost 20 minutes of waiting, I was interviewed by two. Then one had to leave and help a customer. And then I was interviewed by that one girl. And it was basically like the same interview that I did the first time. But she was writing notes so she could give to the lady that was actually supposed to interview me. And then there was like, she won't be here until an hour. Um, I think she forgot about the interview. I think she forgot. Um, that is the only explanation of why she wasn't there. And I was wondering why I was taking her so long, but she forgot about my interview. And then when they came to interview me, they basically said that, oh, we didn't want you to wait an hour because she's like an hour away from coming here. Like, it's gonna take her an hour to get here. The crazy thing is, I was sleeping, and it was a good sleep too. It was a good nap, and it took a lot for me to get up to get ready and go to the interview. It took a lot, but um, good thing that I didn't sleep in because I'm doing this video with you guys, and that is really good. Wow. Um, so I was thinking about it too. Like, I did a live yesterday after church talking about I did not want a management position at this new place because I just wanted to learn and I move up with confidence, not just because I have experience being in management. This don't put me in a management position without me knowing the ins and out of this store, um, this franchise or this. I just don't want to be a leader or somebody if I don't know how to lead the people that works there. There's going to be manuscripts, policies that I have to follow, but there's book knowledge, then there's on the field knowledge, if that makes sense. But I'm so hungry. I ate that pretty fast. Um, there was another place I wanted to go to, guys, and it's a nursing home. Um, I was thinking about doing that third shift, not like everyday third shift, like I used to do, but I was thinking about doing a third shift. Um, I didn't really feel peace with me doing this position, anyways. And the lady not showing up, and me doing my first interview over again, basically. This gave me more confirmation that. Mm-mm. So I can't believe that happened though. And I understand things happen, but she didn't even text me like, hey, I know I'm supposed to interview you today, but I totally forgot or something happened. She didn't even like, she has my number and we had set the appointment. My hair's getting really long, so I need to find another stuff for my front. But um we had set the interview appointment through text. So I would at least expect her to text me back and let me know that fortunately she won't be able to interview me. She didn't have to give me a reason. I'm just assuming that she forgot because it makes sense to me. But there could be other reasons too. Like you just come as we just had the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Maybe her weekend was hectic, and then she's waking up early and she had to travel here, and she may have forgot or made a she might have overslept because as I said, I was after I dropped my kids off, um I I, I gave meds, did um I passed out the meds and I checked the blood sugar, and um after I did that, I went online for a little bit, watched a podcast, and then I took a nap. And I really hate those type of naps, like those hour naps. I feel like I'm more like grumpy and I'm not rejuvenated. Like some people could take a 15-minute nap and they're like, today's a sunny day. All right, let's go. I'm like, get away from me. Don't bother me. Like I'm still trying to wake up. Like as you can see, um, the chai latte is giving me a little bit of a boost, but um, I'm not a short napper. I'm a long napper. Like the minimum nap I like to get is like 4 hours. And I'm not lying. It's, I'm getting to know my body more. So, and I'm being more honest with myself, not trying to front. So, I'm a 4 hour nap. So, I don't take naps. And when I take naps, nobody likes it because it's like if I wake up out of my nap, I'm grumpy and I take too long. So, I might as well go to sleep when I need to go to sleep, not nap. And if I didn't sleep, well, then I would definitely take my nap. Like yesterday, my son, um, the weather's changing, so my son hasn't. What he did not feel good. He did not. He wasn't his normal self, right? So in the middle of the night, he got up several times. I looked at him, but he wasn't coughing, and then he just did a cough and threw up. So I told him to get up, go to the bathroom because as soon as that started, there's another one coming. So I told him to go to the bathroom. He he didn't rush. So basically, it was on the floor, the sink, and all over him. So guess what I did? Um, we cleaned the floor. He took a shower, and I didn't. I'm Haitian, so there's always some type of staple in our household. So castor oil is like a heavy, 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 heavy oil. Vicks. Depending on the situation, you're making some type of onion tea, ginger tea, what's the other tea? You're making some type of concoction for your child to eat. Okay? Oh, not to eat, to drink. So, it could fight whatever's going on. And and what do you do with the castor oil and Vaseline? Vaseline. What you do with the castor oil is very heavy. So when you put it on your chest, it's like another piece of clothing on top of you. That's how it feels. Like especially if it's cold outside and the kids are going out, you take the castor oil, you rub it, rub it, rub it, rub it, rub it, and it gets really, really hot, and then you massage their back and their chest with it. And you put their clothes on, but be mindful of the type of clothes you put on because the oil is very greasy, and it will stain the clothes. So from my experience. So I did, my mommy duties, and then I put him back to. I told him to go back to bed. So technically, I did not sleep well. So I'm still kind of like, and it's like 12 o'clock now. Let me see what time is it. Yeah, it's 11:55. So it's 12 o'clock now, and there's no point in me taking a nap because I have to go to that one job that basically hired me, but there was information that they need from me, and they told me to go online to go do it, but I couldn't find it. So I have to go there and see if I could do it on their computer because I couldn't find it. Um, and then I have other things to do. Then by the time I'm done with that, I have to go pick up my kids. So technically, I can't take a nap. But I wish I would have taken a nap. But then again, it wouldn't be good for me because then I wouldn't be productive. I wouldn't be doing this video. But why am I on here today? I just wanted to update you guys. I don't think I'm taking that position over there. I think I'm really gonna focus on getting a position at a nursing home and try to, you know, catch up with that because it just seems kind of off. I know things happen, but she did not let me know. She could have texted me because when we set the interview appointment, the date and the time, it was through text. So um, I thought it would be courteous if she did that, but she didn't do that. And I understand things happened. I'm not holding it entirely against her. I know, but things be happening to me. Like I almost did not want to get up to go. So I'm telling you, that nap was good, guys. That nap was good. Like it was like a sweet spot. The blanket, I was like a burrito in my blanket. The window was cracked, so the cool air was coming in, but the heat was still in the room. Yo, I was comfortable. I was comfortable. Like I was like, oh, when it's 10 o'clock, I'm gonna take care of myself. You know, do my hygiene. Then by 10:30, I need to be out the house so I could be at my interview before 11 o'clock. So at 10:03, that's when I actually was like, okay, I gotta get up. I cannot be doing this. So that's what I did. But I'm telling you, I was literally comfortable. Like I will fight for that nap. That nap was really good. But um I don't know, I just feel I don't feel peace. I don't feel something is off. And when things are off like that, I don't like to how would I say this? I don't like to keep pushing through because when I do push through, it gets worse and worse and worse. Like I have my share experiences with management. Um, I remember this is a story time. I remember when I used to work at a group home, and um, there was a lot of things that they told you not to do. And when you're working with consumers, your job as a direct support or uh, as a how would I say this? As a person that's working with individual with intellectual disabilities, your job, your responsibility is to do your best at de-escalating the situation. So the environment is not dangerous for them and yourself and the people around them. That is very, very important. In any way you go, that's something like basic. Like if you're working at a retail store, if you're working at a nursing home, a hospital, a school, you know, um, an office, it does make sense to if you see a situation that is getting tense and you see it's escalating, you trying to see what you can do to de-escalate the situation or remove the person from that environment and calm the wherever you at. Just not don't bring violence basically. If you feel like people are getting aggressive or whatever the case may be, the what makes sense is okay, what's going on? All right, okay, let's take a minute, let's breathe. So me by saying that, that was the first thing that I learned before I went to my consumer home and learned who they were, read their books and stuff, because they do have books, they do have things for you to get to know them, things they don't disclose in the interview, things they don't disclose in the training. But when you're going to home, there's things you need to know, like you need to know, but you can't disclose because of HIPAA. So long story short, I go. This is my first day, guys. My first day. Um, I go in the home for my first day, like my first day of shadowing, um, knowing the consumer, meeting the house supervisor, meeting the other workers that's in the home, um, where the home is located. And there was a situation with one consumer, and my house supervisor um was there, and then there was another lady, another worker that was there, and her name was Jackie. So Jackie was a worker, and my house supervisor had problems with Jackie. Um, when when I first got there, um, um, my house supervisor. I'm trying to figure out who did I meet first. I think I met my house supervisor first. I talked to her first. She was telling me things. I think that's what. Yeah, but that's how I remember it. That's how I remember it. Yeah. So I met my house supervisor first, and then she had like this what like this. Basically, this is my house. You do things by my rules, basically, and it's not like that. Like that. It's the consumer home, and you're here to assist them and let them recognize when they're in danger, and if they're, how would I say this, if they're in a like if they're safe within their mind and within their environment. This is not your home, and you don't tell them this is your home. This is their home, even though the situation is like you're there to make sure like they're like you're there to help them. You don't make them feel um you don't belittle them, actions and words. And yes, there were consumers with intellectual disability, but they were they can comprehend language and body language. Yes, they had some stuff they had to fight and battle, and it took a while for them to understand or do, but they are very conscious of what's going on, what is said to them. So certain things you just don't do, and you just don't say. At least not in front of them. If you some did something out of jealousy, or did something out of I don't know what it is. Sometimes they'll just do something, um if they feel embarrassed about it, or they feel shame about it, or if they feel angry about it, you just don't repeat it in front of them. You tell your house, you tell people who's in chain of command, you tell people that needs to know, um and then from there you have, like, they will tell you what to do, but you myself wouldn't just go out there and say, you did this, you did that, blah, blah, and just get so loud. Why am I saying that? Because what I experienced my first day working at the group home is that my house supervisor told my consumer that she couldn't go out with her because my consumer didn't do what she needed to do. And my consumer, basically, that first day, from my understanding, that they plan to do that. They always do that day. They always, do, girl stuff, go out, do, shopping, hair done, nails done, everything done that day. And my consumer was looking forward to it. So my house supervisor said no. And then my consumer got upset. She was explaining to her, well, you told me this, well, we were doing this, and my consumer was ready. And then when my supervisor said no to her again, my consumer took the cup and threw it in the sink. And when she threw it in the sink, and then she started to her demeanor started to become aggressive. And then I seen that, and when you're shadowing the first day, you're not hands on. You're like a fly on a wall. You better get away from the situation, because it's not like the company is not reliable, but you will get reprimanded if you do any type of action, if that makes sense, because this is your first day. So when she aggressively walked out the kitchen, I guess my house supervisor felt some type of way about it, and was like, to my consumer, went to her face and said, and she's Jamaican. She's like, "You don't run this place. I run this place." And I was like, and she was like, "Don't you ever disrespect me like that again," in her face. And then, as she did that, Jackie, this is the reason why I'm mentioning Jackie, the other worker came in. There was a worker already in the house with them, but another worker came in. No, that worker that was already in the house making the food, she left. Then Jackie came through. When Jackie came in, she see what's going on, but at the same moment she comes in, she greeted my house supervisor, she greeted me, and then the same minute, my consumer was so livid, like, and some of them don't know how to control themselves. Some of them are self-harm or they harm others. But what happened in this situation, my consumer pushed the screen door. It was a plastic screen door. She pushed it so hard to the point she broke the plastic. It wasn't glass. She broke the plastic and split her hand open, and it was blood everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. It was on the food. She did that. She walked out, and I'm like, oh my god, she's bleeding. She's bleeding, and then I started to panic because I never experienced something like that. And from what I was told in training, from what I was told, because they train you, they talk about certain things in the office, in the classroom, but you still have to have training and orientation in the home. So everything that I was taught, it was complete opposite what my house supervisor was doing. And then it was so much blood that I was like, we were trying to help her. Jackie was trying to help her, and she was like, "Come, see her, come in the kitchen," and stuff like that. And then the girl got blood on the table, on the food on the table, everywhere because it was that bad. It was just, it got so tense, like everything just escalated like that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I never experienced that. And what I felt so bad about is that she was a house supervisor. She should have known better. And three, um that was my first day. That scared me. And it was like, out of the first day would make or break you. I never heard somebody said that happened to them on the first day. I never experienced that until that day. And I was like, when that happened, that should have told me either I stayed in that house with the house supervisor and I switched houses, or did not work in the company. And long story short, I ended up getting fired, or no, not fired. Yeah, fired because of that house supervisor. There's another story to that, but um, before I got fired, I had to write a grievance against her because the stuff she was doing, deliberately doing to me, and there was people in the office that did not like the way she treated the consumers, that didn't like her personally, but that had nothing to do with me. But from my understanding, when I never told them what was going on, but from that day until before, a few months before me getting fired, they said that she would go in the office and complain about me, make stories about me, disgusting stories about me. And they was like, this is not this type of person that you're talking about. And from what they said, from what my house supervisor said, and from what they know about me, and they made their own investigation, because you know how people are. Some people, they would take whatever said to them and they run with it, and some people that would be like, okay, I'm gonna do my own investigation, and that was their job, to do an investigation. And everything that she said about me, it was non-existent. And that's why they was like, I'm gonna help you write a grievance against her because she's really trying to come after you with your job. So let me finish the first part, then I could go to the ending and tell you guys why, when something like that happen, it seems off. Take it and move on. Just don't interfere. Don't try to insert yourself in that type of environment. So so that day, my consumer ended up going to the hospital. She ended up getting stitches, but it was a deep, deep cut. It wasn't like a minor cut that she kept on bleeding. No, that thing was deep. But what happened was my uh, 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 supervisor provoked her. She provoked her big time, and um, and my Jackie basically she reported her. She basically reported her and told, the office what happened, and my consumer basically told her part and stuff like that, and I watched it all go down. So um she was reported, and then but I still stayed after that happened. That day I still stayed, and I worked with my consumers because I was like, they're trying to see if I'm tough. I'm tough. I got this. I could work in here. But I was scared. I was so scared because I'm like, I never experienced this before. And, I needed the job at the time. I really desperately needed the job. And I was like, you know what? As they said, the first day make or break. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay. So which I did. I did stay. I wish I stayed in the company but worked at another house, because ever since that happened, it was cool. But when she, like, my house supervisor, when she had it out for somebody, she had it out for somebody until the person was removed from the company completely. She would not leave the person alone, and if the person didn't have somebody um that's higher, that's superior to my house supervisor, she would not leave them alone. And what happened was, there was a lot of accusations saying that I was bringing other people to the house to party, and um uh there was other accusations where I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. And um when they did the investigation, basically, the other houses had consumers, right? And my consumers, they're verbal. They will tell you what they want. They will tell you what they don't like. They will communicate. My consumers, they were with it. So don't try to play them. They wanted to have a party because it was one of my consumers' birthday. Now, they talked amongst themselves. My house supervisor knew about this, knew that they had friends at the other house supervisor. So what we did is, the person, so it was just like another DSP, um, direct support professional, uh, that had their consumers. I think they had, how many? Like three or two consumers, but it was one consumer that had two DSPs. So the two DSPs came with that one consumer, and it was me and my consumers. So she said I had a party for myself. And what was so disgusting, so embarrassing, the DSP were males. I was like, what? So basically, they did an investigation because that was like something really disgusting, really inappropriate. You could just put the two together and make it work. So they did an investigation, as they should. If there's any allegation, you need to find the root of it and see what's false, what's not false, and what's true, what's not true. So basically, we had to have a log now. We have to have a log of what the consumer is planning to do that week, even if it doesn't follow through, even though whatever it is, but whatever the request of the consumers that's going to interact with other consumers, there needs to be a log. And um, so there's a time frame. So basically, it was fine with me. I was like, okay, because I knew what was going on, and my supervisor knew, my house supervisor knew, but she just twisted it. So that happened. That was resolved, and then the other thing that happened was she was telling the office that I wasn't doing my job, and I was doing whatever I wanted to, which was not the truth at all. I remember we had a meeting. People from the office was coming in, and the people from the office, what was so embarrassing was that people in the office came in because they had a meeting of, why we should do what we need to do. And I was like, okay, the other girls was in there. I was the only one that was there for the meeting. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna write all of this down. So I'm gonna pass along the message to my other coworkers and stuff like that. She's like, wow, I did not expect you to do that. Like, that's really good of you that you're gonna, relate the message and stuff like that. And, I was just, writing down like, I guess it's called the minutes or whatever you want to call it, the lingo, the business world lingo, whatever you want to say. But I was basically writing down what was being said, what needs to be done, the changes that needs to be done, stuff like that. What is important that we need to do document wise, because if it's not documented, it didn't happen, even though you did it. So she was like, I'm impressed from what your house supervisor is saying. Like, I don't do anything. You do what you want to do. You don't work together. And what you just did, that just right there, that just showed me that you do it. You're doing your job. And that person that worked in the office, she didn't have no filter. She said who said what they said, and she said everything. There was more things that she said, but they was basically on a hush hush, they was actually investigating my house supervisor because there was a lot of other things was going on too. But long story short, she was bad talking to the girls in the house. So nobody else would how would I say this? Would want to take us out of the house, put them in their house because the way we worked. And we went above and beyond for our consumers, and also the things that she was doing not to bring attention to what she was doing. There was a lot of politics in the office too. So that was really crazy. It got to a point in time that she kept on making allegations. There was a lot of stuff that was going on to the point that there was somebody that was in the office that was hearing her every single time she was coming in, just talking, just saying really bad things. And then she was like, the lady was sick and tired of it. She knew me. The lady knew me, knew people that knew me. So she was like, this is not okay. And I didn't speak up. I didn't speak up. She was like, yo, this lady trying to get your job. This is what you need to do. And you need to leave the house. And at the time, I didn't understand what she said. She needs to leave the house, like move to another consumer house and, work, work beside those consumers, not stay in that house because there's other houses in the company that you could work for. Um, I didn't understand that until something else happened. Um, but the lady got tired of it. She ended up, and then that lady that was in the office, she was a superior to my house supervisor. So when she wrote that grievance, and that lady had an issue with her too. That was another thing too. But she helped me write the grievance. Everybody was involved. I'm talking about everybody was involved. And everything that there was proof of what I was saying. And there was no proof on what she was saying. And like there would be random times they would be popping up in the house thinking something, and it come up, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm documenting, I'm cleaning, cooking, I'm folding, I'm doing something that I need for my girls. Like, so we wrote the grievance, and then when the grievance was written and the way it was written, she knew it wasn't me writing it. She knew who helped me. And there was no lie about it. Nobody was gonna like nobody cared because there was go there it was so much office politic, um and people let her know that they didn't associate with her. So when it came down to it, they let it to be known. Like, it was no sugarcoating, there's no lie. It is what it is. And she was in shock because she didn't know that somebody like that would help me. Because I didn't know what was going on until it was said to me. And then I was like, oh, and then they was just telling me every single day, this lady's, she's really trying to get you fired. And then the most crazy thing was, um, there was a point in time that I had a car, and I told my house supervisor, um, my car broke down. Then there was a lady that worked third shift, let me use her car when she got to work. I go home, and then I come back in the morning and give the car back to her. Like, God just made a way for me to be able to do that. So for me to actually, I have to find my way to work, but they will help me to get back home. And in the midst of doing all of that, there was, after the grievance was written, they was basically telling me, look for another house to work in. Don't stay in that house to work. Look for another house. And the lady that helped me write the grievance, she was asking me to work at this house, this house, this house. And at the time, I didn't want to work because at that house because I didn't know um, how would I get back home because that place was far, and I didn't know nobody that would help me to get to that house, to pick me up from that house. And the the bus and the taxi alone would have been expensive. The house I used to work at, um, I took the bus, but I walked after I got off the bus. There was a way of me getting there, but the bus was like $2. Taking a cab and the bus from there, it was just ridiculous. So for me, I wasn't trying my best to get out the house. I was like, oh, I wanted to stay. I'm gonna learn that wasn't a good decision. I'm gonna get to that so I can finish with this. So I go and um I go use her car when she gets to work, and then I bring her car back in the morning so she could go home. No, she could drop me off, and then when she dropped me off, um, what else? She could go home. So in the midst of that, I rented a car, and renting a car was not ideal for me. I just needed a job, so I needed a job. I couldn't let the job go because for you to work at that place, you need a car. You needed the car. So I still, money was still coming in, but it was paycheck to paycheck. So I still could sustain myself a little bit if I rented a car, but it wasn't like I could leave that job. It's set in stone. Like I can't leave that job. My supervisor knew that. Then there was a time that I didn't have childcare, and that was my fault. Yes, I seen other people bring their kids to the job with them, and also if somebody was going to pick up my kid would come with me and wait a little bit, then the person would come. So it could be my sister or some of the girls that I knew from church that would pick up my son at my job. But most of the time was my sister. At first, she was good with it, but when I called her, there was a time I called her. When I called her and I told her, um, my sister's gonna come pick up my son, but my son was with me at the job. She called me back. She was like, "Oh, I can't be doing that for you anymore because this is what you did. This is what you did." I was like, "Okay, I understand." Also, it wasn't because I just wanted to write a grievance against you. You was going to the office and complaining about me every single time and lying about me. And then when you come to the house, you make me work in the house like miserable. And I wasn't gonna complain about that. But the fact that people were saying that's not fair, that you're trying to make me lose my job, something needs to be done. And plus, they were sick and tired of the complaints too. So I was like, okay, fine, no problem. So, why did I get fired? So, mind you, um, I got it. I remember. So, um, this is why it was so important that I should have switched houses, but I didn't. So, I had my car, the rental car. I was getting to work and stuff like that. And I got a ticket. One time I got pulled over, I got a ticket. I didn't have insurance. I basically, I wasn't aware of certain things about insurance, about court dates, going to your court dates, because if you don't go to your you get a traffic stop, it's going to go straight to PennDOT and mess up your driver's license. I didn't understand that until then. Um, I didn't go to the court date. nor did I try to pay it off. I was very irresponsible, very irresponsible. And then um at the time I basically was trying to get my car out the garage when I got pulled over. My car is still at the garage. That was in 2013, 2014. My car is still at that garage. I never went back because I didn't know. And that guy, when he pulled me over, um, I told him, okay, where do I go to make a payment? The cop that pulled me over, he was like, I have nothing to do with that. And your car is still at that garage? I was like, yeah. They was like, oh my goodness, they're charging you every day for your car being there. I'm like, I didn't know that. And when he told me the amount, the estimate that it could be, I was like, I let it go. Literally, I let it go because it was no way possible I was able to get my car out. But in the midst of that, my license got suspended, and how I found out is because I was driving home one day and I felt sick. I was dozing off. I was fainted. Long story short, I was pregnant. I didn't know. I knew I was pregnant, but then I didn't know if it was my pregnancy causing me to faint like that. So I was just a hot mess. So I called for help. I called like the ambulance to come and get me because I was just like I was seeing double vision. I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was like it looked like I was drunk, but I wasn't drunk. It was just that pregnancy, the first trimester was just bad. It was really, 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 really bad. So when they came with the ambulance, they got my ID. They go look, and it was like, "Do you know your driver's license is suspended?" I was like, "Oh my goodness." I didn't know it was suspended. I had no idea. I knew I got pulled over because I didn't have insurance, but I didn't know it was suspended. So long story short, when I came from the hospital, um, I called my job because they said if you have any legal problems, license, anything at all, just call them and let them know. I call, I call my house. I did the chain of command. I call my house supervisor. I call the people in the office, and I call whoever else they needed to know. Soon as I told that my license was suspended to my house supervisor, she ran to the office, told the office my license was suspended. And the thing was, I was already on the phone with them telling them that. And that was like, so that night, they told me that following morning, I called my job and let them know. I wasn't at work because I think I was still in the hospital. But I called them that morning and I told them where I was at and stuff like that. And then the lady that helped me write the grievance, she's like, girl, why did you tell her? I mean, huh? I didn't understand. She's like, why did you tell so and so that you didn't have a license? I was like, it's my job. I'm supposed to. She was like, no. The lady got you fired. This lady, you know, I was like, no, because so and so, another boss on top of my house supervisor said, anything happens, they're gonna work with me. This is this, that, and the third. She was like, no, honey. Mm-mm. And then long and behold, I got fired because I didn't have a valid license. And then why it was a good idea for me to leave the house after, like basically leave the house after I wrote the grievance is because the houses that they was gonna put me in, I wouldn't have to have a license to work there. I could just take the bus, go to work, and then I would take the taxi and go back home. But I was living paycheck to paycheck. My mind was so closed. I didn't think that was possible. But she basically said, if you had left the house when I told you to leave the house, even if your license was suspended, girl, you would still have a job. You would still have a job. You wouldn't have to be worrying about driving because there would have been somebody else doing the outside community activities. And there's one consumer that don't barely go out. You could have been with them. But now, and she said it word for word, I can't help you. It's too late. You should have never told her. But long story short, that's why that was a long story. I said long story short. That's why I don't I'm always I'm not confused when it comes to when something's off. Don't push yourself through. Something's off in the beginning. There's a lot of confusion. Don't stay. Just leave, because at the end of the day, there's a reason why things are confusing, and it's not for you. There's a reason why you notice the confusion. There's a reason why you notice things that are off, and that's basically what the situation is right now today. Because I did not. I didn't at first when she offered me the management position after I told her, um, the first time I want to move up the ladder. I don't want to be in a management position. Um, I want to learn both parts of the store. And she's still like, because of the pay rate I asked her, can she give me 12.50 an hour? And she was like, they will basically start people at 12.50. And how the management position is a little bit more, but that's the only thing they could do for me if I wanted that pay rate. I was like, okay, it's not a problem. If it's wiggle room or whatever, you know, see if I could get that 12.50. But if it's not, I don't mind doing team member. I honestly don't mind. But she talked to the other lady, and the other lady was like, that's the only thing we could do if she want that pay rate, which I didn't have an issue with. I didn't have an issue with, but the fact that, she didn't text, let me know that she was running late, or what, or just say, hey, these two girls are going to interview for me, then she didn't even do that. So, and usually when management is off, everything is off. So, um, it is what it is. I'm not gonna stress myself anymore. I'm not gonna talk about it. I gave you guys a pretty long story about why you shouldn't, continue to insert yourself in a company when something is often confusing at the first mark. That was a pretty long story. And there's many stories I can say. I hope I didn't violate confidentiality. I can't even talk, but because I didn't even say the names. I only say the name of my coworker. So, but that's a true story. That's a true story that I told you guys. And things happen. Things happen. And I did follow the rules. That still today, I'm still thinking about it. I actually forgot about it. I followed the rules. Like, anytime you have a legal problem, car problem, you know, license or whatever, call them. They will help you. They will work with you. And I should. I just followed chain of command. And again, I just showed you, like, sometimes even when you do things the right way, you know, things still gonna happen that you don't expect to happen. Things not gonna work in your favor, even though you do things the right way. So, that happened to me, but I'm gonna keep you guys updated to tell you guys what job I end up getting. If I work at a nursing home at third shift or whatever the case may be, but I'm not going to be working at Taco Bell because what happened today. I really wish it didn't happen, but mm, it is something is just not right. And I don't want to do investigation. I don't want to insert myself. I don't want to know what happened, what displayed today is enough for me. What displayed Friday is enough for me to be like, okay, there's something not right. So, um, but yeah, I'm gonna keep you guys updated. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, please like this live. I will appreciate it. Usually people watch the live after it's posted, which is fine. Just like it. If you haven't already started watching the video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for supporting me, for watching me talk. I think something in here gave me some type of boost of energy. So I'm like, um, I got more stories, guys. I got more stories. Sometimes, but so the thing about it is, when I share my stories, sometimes I regret sharing it because I feel like this was TMI and it was just too much. People, like, they start to look at me a certain way. They don't hang out with me. They don't talk to me or whatever. So that's why I don't disclose a lot sometimes. Well, I'm more reserved than I was in the past. So that was a lot of personal um story time, and kind of embarrassing too. That was a lot of embarrassing moments in my life. Like, um when I said I when I started to say I didn't know I was pregnant, I meant to say I didn't know that those symptoms would affect me like that when I was pregnant. I knew I was pregnant. Um, but you shouldn't compare. That's why you shouldn't compare. With my first pregnancy, um, I just couldn't tolerate smells. That was the only thing that affected me. There's certain smells that I could not tolerate, like, to the point that lotions, sprays that I used to love the smell, they all stink to me. They all made me sick. Like, I could not. Mm-mm. It was just a hot mess. Like, you could take a shower, good smelling stuff on you. If that thing, I don't know if it was too strong, too sweet, what it was. It just something about certain things. It was, and I had a lot of Victoria's Secret stuff, trending stuff at that moment. There was like this one scent that Victoria's Secret used to have in 2011, 2010 that everybody used to wear. I used to love the smell. Why, when I got pregnant, I could not smell it. I was like, oh no, like, it stinks. So I just assumed that that would be the only thing that happened to me with my second pregnancy. Yeah, right. I was nauseous, dizzy. I wasn't nauseous, but I was dizzy, fainted. I was just like I was weak. I was sick. I couldn't. There was a lot of stuff that was wrong with me when I was with my second pregnancy. So I didn't know that I would be so drained for my second pregnancy compared to my first pregnancy. So that's what I mean, that I didn't know I was my body I was gonna react to my second pregnancy. But and they knew. My supervisor knew. My supervisor knew I was pregnant. She knew I just rented a car. Um, she knew. She knew my struggles. She knew. She knew. And mind you, as I said in the past, this thing broke. The thing that goes right here, it broke. So, so get her right. Um, she knew. She knew I was pregnant. She knew that I rented a car. She knew a lot of stuff. She knew that the one of the girls that worked third shift was letting me use her car before I rented my car out, to take it home, and then I would come back, bring her car back, and she would drop me home. She knew all of that. She was in the loop with everything. Even though after everything that happened, she was in the loop with everything. Even though she oh, I'm gonna tell you, she knew, because she even offered me her car to use. I was like, no, thank you. Because she knew the other girls was giving me, well, one of the girls was giving me their car. Then she knew that I was struggling. So there was a lot of things she knew. And when she had the opportunity, like, to, get me back, she did. I don't blame her. If I had that mindset, God forbid, God forbid, God help me that I don't do that, and help her, continue to bless her, continue to be here with her. I could understand where she came from. I could understand that. I could understand that mentality. I could understand that. Oh, this is my opportunity to get her back to prove that she was a no good. But the problem is, everybody knew. Like everybody, there was like it was. They want to help me, but they can't help me. Even though I went to chain of command, and I was telling them over the phone while she ran into the office. Oh, but that brought me that brought me far. Yeah, I'm not taking that job. Mm-mm. That gives me bad memories. I'll put you right here for me. Lip is dry. But I'm gonna definitely keep you guys in tune on the plane that I decided to go with. I do have one job. I am hired at one place right now. I just want to make sure it's official because the lady told me to do something and I went to go do it. I didn't see what she sent me, so I'm gonna do that now. I went to go to Walmart. I feel like I'm gonna spend too much money at Walmart for no reason, so I don't want to go to Walmart right now unless I don't have to. But I don't know. I do need to call those people back though, because this nursing home contacted me. Um, I tried to call them back, but they didn't get back to me. So I'll let you guys know. And compared to, did I just say I'm not gonna compare? It would be more wise and it will make more sense if I decide to go with a nursing job that pays like 20 to 22 an hour compared to I'm doing it again. Instead of getting a job that pays 13. Not that I'm um belittling jobs like that because the other job I have is paying me $9 an hour. So it's not that, it just makes more sense. So if there was stress, I rather let me take that back. I don't do stress. Oh my goodness. When you get older, you are very picky with certain things because you go through so much. That's the other thing too. When you go through stuff, you experience some shenanigans in your life. There is some things you are just not going to take. And God give you the ability to see things before it unfolds. God give you the spirit of discernment. And you take that, you run until you be like, before you be like, oh, I should have known better. Oh, I regret. No. God gave you the spirit of discernment. You move with it. There's a reason why God gave us spirit of discernment. There's a reason why you have the ability to ask God to strengthen you, for you to see things that needs to be seen, and for you to be able to, without somebody saying a whole elaborate story, you can see it. God gave us the ability to do that. So I'm preaching to myself when I say this. Use the ability, use the gift. Don't play with yourself. Don't. There's a lot of things that I have learned in the past year, in the past that, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful for God. I'm so grateful for his anointing. I'm so grateful for him just, and I'm not talking about all blessings and favor and things like you're being blessed like with material things, or you I was blessed with the amazing job. No, there's some things that I have seen, that I have understood, I have went through, that I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you, Jesus, that I'm able to see people's true colors, see people motives, see me where I'm failing, where I'm not as responsible. I am not as great as I think I am. I am not a great, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and why it's important to be where I need to be for myself and my family and my children, you know? And guys, give me the ability, God has given me the ability to see where I'm wrong, where I went wrong, where I went wrong, and not do it again. I'm so grateful for that. So it's not only in others, it's in me too. First of all, it's me first. Like where I see things that are just, oh my goodness, I don't like you right now. Like I don't like it right now. Like, this is what you need to change about yourself. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to get rid of. This is the people you need to get distant yourself away from, and um you need to keep pushing through. Don't give up. And notice the sign when you're giving up. Like the other day, I went when I started drinking soda. So for most of the summer, I wasn't drinking soda. Let me not say that. So August, I didn't drink soda. January, yeah. Okay. So half of the summer, I wasn't drinking soda. Something happened. It started with strawberry refreshers with sparkling water, and that has carbohydrate in it, so it still has the bubbly in it. Um, Then it got to pineapple soda. I didn't drink the whole thing. I took a little bit. Then what else happened? Then I think I bought. It was an energy drink. No, I think it was another. Yeah, it was another refresher with sparkling water. And then I hit the heavy stuff over the weekend. I bought Sam's Cola from Walmart, and then I started to drink it. And I realized I was getting depressed. I started eating horrible things. Um, mm, a lot of starch, a lot of carbohydrates. I was eating right before I go to sleep again, which is not good because my teeth, my health, my gut. So I started to know some stuff, and I'm grateful that I'm able to know signs that I need to see to be like, oh, girl, wake up. I haven't been working out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't been working out, and I need to start working out. So there's a lot of things that I'm grateful for that God's letting me see, the ability to see certain things. But um, I have been learning a lot. I have been learning a lot, um, and I'm grateful for that. So I'm gonna get. I've been here on basically an hour and just talking, and this is like venting. Um, um, I'm telling you some stuff, but I'm glad I'm able to do this because honestly, I don't really have anyone to be like talking the air off right now. Besides Jesus Christ, so thank you. So, um, but I'm gonna keep you guys in the loop about the employment I end up getting. I'm gonna go check out that one place where I said that I am hired, but there was something that I need to do online. So until like I figured that out, because I did go online and try to figure it out, but it wasn't working on my behalf. So I'm gonna go to the store see if I can do it there. And I'll let you know for sure, like what's going on. And that job pays $9 an hour. It's a job. It's I cannot just sit on my butt and not work. So it's a job. It's bringing some type of income in. And I keep you in the loop if I end up working at the nursing home. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of bills I need to catch up on in my car. Pray for me, guys, because my car every other Sunday it decides that it's not going to start. And I believe in the power of the Holy Ghost. I believe in the power of the Holy Spirit. And I believe God has his hand on me, have his hand on this car as well. That God is just trying to let me know that I need to start preparing myself to get a new car. I'm not sure where that car is coming from. Because this car right now I'm talking to you in, this was a blessing car. That is another story time. But this car was a blessing car, and I'm so grateful for this car. And how God did it is just still right now, it's still extraordinary to me. And I'm just, I just thank God for that. So I do need another car. I feel like every time, every other Sunday that it stops working, I feel like it's just saying, okay, get ready, prepare yourself to start looking for another car. And I feel like that's what is letting me know, because yesterday I was supposed to go to church, the church I mainly go to. It didn't work. It didn't start. And I'm like, and I didn't even get discouraged. I just started thinking about it. And then we walked to the church that was nearby my house. I wish I, oh, thank you for liking my video. Thank you, whoever you liked it. Thank you. I'm so happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much. Um, so what was I saying? I got so happy and I got distracted from what I was saying. Zag! I got so distracted, I forgot what I was saying. But I feel like my car and God is just telling me that I need to prepare myself to get a new car. And the fact that it's not starting every other Sunday, or it's starting when it's like the temperature is not as cold but it's still cool. I think the cold is just shocking the starter. So um it's just letting me know, like, get prepared to, I don't even want to say it, but get prepared for me, the car to not to start at all. And I think that's what's happening. And I need to have a good paying job for me to be like, okay, I'm ready for you to go. Oh my god, I feel like when I just said that, it makes me want to cry. Whew. So and it's a car. I shouldn't feel like that for a car, but that's the situation that's going on. That every other Sunday that my car is not starting, I have to like ask for people for a ride, which I hate doing. I hate doing that, and that's something within me I need to change. But I have to ask people for a ride, or I just. But if I don't have to have ask for a ride, I could just walk to another church and just go and worship there, which it's okay, it's fine. So that's why I need like another job. So I got one job in the morning and one job at night, and uh I really want that nursing home job at night because they pay a little bit more. So thank you so much um for tuning in, but I'm about to leave. And thank you for the like. I really appreciate whoever liked my video. God bless you. God provide for you. Thank you for supporting me. I'm really happy. I'm I'm so corny. I'm so like, how would you call this? So giddy. I don't know, but I that really made my moment right now. Just. But thank you. Have a good day, guys. I love you all, and stay blessed, stay protected, stay covered and favored, and may the Lord, you know, do what He needs to do in your life. So, bye. Thank you. Love you guys.